How's it going, YouTube? It's RJ here, and in today's video I'm going to be doing another Funko Pop showcase. Now with this series I go ahead and show off a particular set, the entire set, or for this scenario I'm going to be showcasing the entire wave for the My Hero Academia Wave 2 set. Now this is because I do not have the entire set for Wave 1, and I really didn't want to wait to do this video because I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, just because I caught up with all the episodes and I just really wanted to talk about it because I actually really do enjoy this show. So without further ado, let's begin with number 371, All Might. Now this right here, he is the hero. This is essentially the Superman of the world. This is the, who would I say would be the hero for Marvel? I don't really think there is a hero for Marvel, but this is like Superman essentially. This is the symbol of peace, and this is him in his weakened form. Now, the reason why he has a weakened form is because he was injured in a battle, and there's essentially like a gaping hole kind of in like his side, and it causes him to only be able to be the hero All Might for so long. And after that, he reverts back to this form, which it's a really interesting form. Now, I have posted a picture of this on Instagram, where I have him out of the box, and what he does is he actually spits up a lot of blood whenever he switches from being in the superhero form to his weakened form, just because it's just a lot of stress on his body, so he ends up spewing out blood, which is crazy funny in my opinion. It's like done very comedically well, and I've already taken a picture of him out of the box with the blood splatter effect, but yeah, I don't really showcase pops out of the box very often, but I'm going to with this wave. And I'll just have to put all of them back in the box. Now, he does come with a clear stand, but as long as you can just set him up correctly, it's really cool. He is a very heavy pop, but his hair is very, very well detailed, and I absolutely love it. Now, this scene in particular is when he's when he's up on the, like this high rise, and he's talking to Deku about he can't really be a hero without a quirk, so just give up on your dreams. And then he later goes ahead and sees, yo, you're doing really good, and I'm going to give you the chance to have a quirk. Now, quirks in this series, they are not like, ooh, I'm quirky. No, it's literally what their superhero power is. So his power, he ends up giving to Deku, which is pretty crazy. I like it. But yeah, this right here is All Might. Very, very well detailed pop. Absolutely love it. Next from the line is number 372, Todoroki. Todoroki is a student from the high school that they're going to that he actually got in due to recommendation rather than everyone else had to go through a test just to go and get a chance to be part of this school. He actually was recommended in because he is the son of the second most powerful hero, Endeavor, who essentially is a fire god, basically. He looks just like Embor from Pokemon, in my opinion, the father. But his power is a mixture of his mother's and his father's, where he actually, it's called half cold and half hot, which basically means half of his body he can use for freezing, the other half he uses for fire. Now, he prefers not to use the fire side because he has he feels very distant from his dad. He doesn't like that his dad had him bred basically to become a number one hero. Rather than being in love with his mother for actual love, he despises his dad and despises why he was born. But he uses his power, thanks to the help of Deku, to actually just, embrace himself. He didn't want to use his fire power to win. He always thought that he could win with just using his ice power. But Deku told him, yo, it's your power. It's not your dad's. Basically, you do what you want. You become a hero because you want to. And essentially, Todoroki completely fire blasted Deku out of the arena and caused Deku to lose the UA Sports Challenge. But that gave him the chance to get into the number 2 place. But yes, this right here is a very, very cool pop figure. Now, I haven't taken him out of box before, so I'm going to now. And once I have all these out of box, I'm basically going to take one more picture with all of them out. But I try to be very careful because I do like to keep my boxes in mint condition. It's easier that way to display, and they don't lose their value, even though I don't collect primarily for value. But if I do keep them, I want to keep them in as good of a condition as possible. Just because, why should I want to lose value on it? So, basically, this right now is giving me a super hard time, as the top of it doesn't want to come out. Sorry I'm doing this all in one take rather than actually just like cutting, because I really don't have the time to edit a video today, really. I just have time to film it, which, you know, that happens some days. But yes. Now, this right here, he does also have a pop stand, which I actually probably have to use for him. And this right here is it's probably the best sculpted pop figure from this wave, from all the My Hero Academia line. Because the way that they did his fire effects and the way that they did his ice effect, they are beyond good in my opinion. Like, this right here is better than the Scorpion and Sub-Zero 2-pack, which I thought was one of the best well-designed Funko Pops from ever. Because I love the ice design that they did, and I love the fire design. But this right here, this is amazing. All the detail that they put into him. It's so crazy how good this pop looks. But yeah, this right here, I'm so impressed by Funko. And I can't wait to see more heroes from My Hero Academia just because of how well designed these guys are. It's super cool. The detail on this guy is amazing. I mean, look at the ice effect. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. No pun intended, but yes, this right here is probably the best pop from the wave. Next, however, we have Deku, who is the main character, the protagonist of the series. Now, this right here is a reference to when he's actually going up against Todoroki in the UA Sports Challenge, which essentially is like the Olympics, basically, but much more intense, just because they can use their own powers. Now, his power, essentially, it's a storing power. He can, like, literally have his body go toe-to-toe with probably even Superman, honestly. Like, his power is just indefinite power, and it just gets, like, increasingly stronger the more it passes down. Like I said, he got his power from All Might. Now, this right here, like I said, is a reference to when he's going up against he's going up against Todoroki, and Todoroki sending all these ice crashes into him, trying to knock him out. But he uses his power basically to flick his finger, and it destroys all the ice. However, he can't control it all the way, and every time he flicks his finger essentially breaks and snaps, and he ends up destroying his arm in this fight. Like, it's ruined, basically. His whole body ends up getting ruined most of the time he uses his power, which he's working on to control. However, he eventually will get control of it, because, as it says, this is his story on how he becomes the #1 hero. But, yeah, he essentially just wrecks his body every time he uses his power. But it's still a cool design pop. It's probably, out of the Dekus, this is maybe, like, I don't know, I really like the pose, honestly. I do like the detail where he is flicking his finger, and I think that's really cool about it. So, I do like the Battle Damage one at first, because when I first saw the Battle Damage Deku, which is a Wave 1 pop figure, I honestly didn't understand it because I hadn't watched the show at the time, and I thought it was just he has the power to turn into a donkey, basically. But now that I've watched it, I'm like, oh man, that's a really cool pop figure. I wish I had it, which there is going to be a re-release of these guys, of the Deku Battle Damage in the Hot Topic. So if you guys are looking for it, you guys will be able to get a chance. It will re-release and it will go back up online. I'm not sure if it'll go back in store, which I hope it does, but you know, if it doesn't, that's perfectly understandable. But yes, here's Deku out of box. Now, he is actually more stable. He didn't come with a pop stand. His hair's cool. I really like how they do the hair designs for some of the anime characters, because honestly, the anime characters' hair designs are probably the best. But, you know, that's because they are stylistic and crazy looking, while real life humans or more like, you know, the only other one I'm looking at right now, I like the Elvira hairstyle from Elvira, the Mistress of the Dark. But other than that, I'm like, most human hairstyles are pretty plain. But this right here, his hair's crazy looking, and I love it. So, yes, that's Deku from My Hero Academia in his training outfit. Now, the reason why I even started watching this show is because of this character right here, Tsuyu. She is possibly the like most relaxed character inside this anime. She's like very nonchalant. She's very blunt, and I love that character. She's really really dope, honestly. But the character design, I'm like, oh, that's interesting, and that's the reason why I was like, let me go hop on the Crunchyroll real quick, get a free subscription, and binge watch this show. And I fell in love with it just because I love this character design. So here is Tsuyu. She's super cool looking. She's very cute. Like, it's a very cute, like, personality. She has the powers of a frog, basically. Very long tongue. I think she can, like, secrete, like, a little bit of fluid. She can swallow things. She can jump really far. She can swim very well underwater. And she really doesn't have a weakness, basically. She's just a human who has frog powers. Now, one weakness she does have is in the cold, she will start to essentially, like, hibernate like a frog would. So there are certain matchups that she can't win, like against Todoroki. He could freeze the air around her, and she'd basically just go to sleep. But yes, this right here is a very, very well-designed Funko Pop. And yeah, this is $3.74 from the Anime Wave, and this one I haven't taken out of box just yet, but I can't wait to actually take a photo with this. Now, check out, if you haven't before, if you guys have an Instagram, check out Droop's vids. He's been doing a little, like, road trip where he's actually been taking pictures with Tsuyu and her out of box. And they're really, really good photos. Like, I'm impressed with them. So, I suggest that if you guys have an Instagram, to check him out. And I'll also leave, like, because I'll leave the link to his Instagram here, but I will also link his channel too. He's really into anime, and he was really into My Hero Academia, and he's the reason why I was able to even find most of these pops in the first place, because I didn't even think to look at Books A Million. And that's where I was able to find my Todoroki and my Tsuyu, because I was missing those two, because I found the other ones at FYE. But she does come with a pop stand. I don't know if I need it right now. Yeah, I don't think I need it, but I don't really think she needs it in general, but she does have one just in case. But she's very, very dynamic to pose. She's in there, looks like she can either lunge right now. She's propped up on not only her hair, but with her forefoot, back foot, and the left arm. So yeah, this is really cool. And like, her tongue is super cute. Like, she's very cool. The character is amazing. So I definitely do recommend, if you guys were to watch it, just like, watch it for the character designs. That's the reason I went even to Overwatch, because it's a basic shooter basically with character types. However, the character designs and the way that they're just pretty cool, and that's why I fell in love with the show. I'm like, character designs really do make a difference. If people just look plain, I don't care as much. Now, I mean, it works with certain ones like One Punch Man, where his character design is plain for a reason. But this right here is the reason why I even went into watching this show. Now we have two more pops left. Now, they aren't two different characters, being that both of them are Shota Aizawa. Now, this right here is him as a regular teacher. He's very, if I were to say that Froppy or Tsuyu is nonchalant, he's just apathetic. He doesn't care about anything. Like, he likes his class low-key. He doesn't, like, outright, like, admit it and stuff. He's expelled entire classes before, but this class he has a very fondness for. But he's just, like, very uncaring. He doesn't care at all. He goes and sleeps in a sleeping bag during class. But he is a very powerful hero. He, if you watch the ending for the first season, he basically took on a lot of people. I can't even count how many people he took on all by himself. Just because his powerful quirk, it's pretty awesome. And like he trained himself, like he can do martial arts and stuff, but his power is more for like a sneaking type thing, because what he can do is if he stares at you, you basically lose your power. And that's really cool. Like, he can be like, yo, you don't have your quirk anymore, and now you just have to fight me like you would fight regularly, but now he's super trained, and he's basically Batman. Shota Aizawa is Batman. But yes, All Might, Todoroki, Deku, Tsuyu, and Shota Aizawa. This is right here the main base set, the commons for the Funko Pops in this set. So yeah, this right here is him holding his, like, what this is, it's like a tape that kind of just, like, holds people down. It's kind of, think of it like handcuffs, but like a scarf, basically. A handcuff scarf that is more powerful than just, like, handcuffs. It's a much better handcuff, basically. I don't know how to explain it, but he can use that as, like, a tool and a weapon when he's going up against people, and he's stopped his students from using, like, their powers and stuff, specifically Bakugo, who is very hot-headed, but he uses this tape thing to be like, yo, you're going to settle down, and you're going to learn your place, which I like. He's very badass, in all honesty. Now, I'm trying to get these guys out of the box, because I'm so scared of, like, ruining the box. You guys don't understand. Like, I keep all my stuff in mint condition. But yes, this is Shota Aizawa. He also does have a pop display. All these guys look like they have stands except for Deku. But that's because these guys are a little top heavy, and they're very weirdly, like, you know, weirdly centered. For example, like, there's more hair back here. There's a lot of hair. But then he also has this stuff stretching out in front of him, his little scarf tape. Now, this right here is what he looks like. He really is just very unrelenting, just miserable in the comic books. So yeah, that's why I compare him basically to Batman. But this is a very, very well designed Funko Pop. So yes, there is Shota Aizawa. And then the last one from the Wave 2 set is an exclusive, Hot Topic exclusive Shota Aizawa in his hero costume. Now, the big difference here is that he actually has these glasses on. Now, what the glasses do, they keep the opponent from seeing who he's looking at, because that's how his power works. He looks at someone, his hair flows, and then they lose their powers and their quirks. So what he does is he wears these glasses. So if he's going into a big fight, they can't tell who he's looking at, and if they try to use their powers. Oh snap! He's looking at me. He wasn't looking at who I thought he was, and then they get caught off guard for a little. So this right here is very, very cool. So the difference between this and the common pop figure is his hair is stylized differently, and he is wearing the glasses, because once his hair falls back down, that means he stopped using his powers. And once he blinks or something, that's when his hair will fall back down, because he has to keep his eyes constantly open and looking at someone for his powers to work. So that's a really cool pop. Like, I mean, like, really cool power, honestly. But the design on this Funko Pop, I think, is probably third best. I don't know, because it's really hard to explain, because they all look like how they're supposed to look. They all look like the characters, and I appreciate that. And, like, I think Funko's doing a superb job with this line. And one that I actually hope they do make next is Mina Shido, because I think that would be a cool-looking pop. The only one I don't care for is Mineta, because I really don't like that character whatsoever. That is the purple-haired guy, and he's pretty bad. Like, but this one also does come, like I said with the other ones, he does come with a pop stand, so that way you can hold up your characters. The only one I think I really needed it for was Todoroki, where his feet are not level. But yeah, this is Shota out of box. He is wearing his glasses, like I said, and his hair is stylized differently, so it is a different sculpt for the head. So it is, I think, honestly worth buying the exclusive and the common, because the common is the one that you will see him looking at, like, during class, where he's just like, today's class, you guys are going to pick elected officials, and you'll pick a class president. They're like, oh, how are we going to do this? I don't care, just wake me up when you're done, basically. But yes, this right here is the, I don't know, it's really hard, because I really like Tsuyu's design in general, her base design, So I do think this right here is competing for the number 2 spot, even though I think Todoroki is hands down number 1. But yeah, that is it for this review. I'm going to put them all back up so that way you can see them all together. But tell me what you guys thought about this style of reviewing. Like I said, I normally don't take them out of box, and I try to get these videos within a shorter time frame. So maybe next time I will be doing some editing. But like I said, today I just didn't have time to do the editing. Oh my god. Yeah, today I didn't have time to be editing like that. But like I said, if you guys did enjoy this video style, please let me know, because I will be doing more Funko Pop reviews. But yeah, that's it for now. So until then, YouTube, tell me what set you want to see next. Now, options I have are the Bombshell set, the Arkham Knight and Arkham Asylum set, the Wonder Woman set, and then I'm working to complete the Dark Knight Returns set. So if you guys want to see any of those sets, let me know, and I will see you guys next time with more Funko content. So until then, YouTube, goodbye.